I didn't let my sister nor my mom be at my birth, so they started to bully me, and I almost sued the whole family at the end. My mom and dad had Tasha as a last resort to fix their failing marriage. I'm nearly 9 months pregnant, like legit 3 weeks out, and my husband is a second-generation immigrant. We weren't trying, but we're excited when we found out about the baby. We waiting until we were out of the first trimester and told everyone after that. Kareem's family are super excited and can't wait to bring the baby to their home country. My mom was happy when we told her, but made some grumbling remarks about being too young to be a grandma. I presume she was joking. My dad we told separately. He gets on great with my husband, and he said he would help Kareem and I with anything baby related. At first Tasha was excited, talking about how she's the youngest auntie, and it was cute. She is spoiled. I don't want to call her a brat, but she can get an attitude when things don't happen how she wants. But then once we told everyone we were having a girl, she went quiet. We didn't do a big announcement, just told people when we saw them. We both have busy jobs, and I kept working until recently. Luckily I can work remotely if needed. My dad was excited to be a girl granddad. In some ways I've been closer with him after the divorce. My mom put all her effort into Tasha and making sure she was okay. She was the youngest. She is a bit of a golden child for my mom. Kareem's family got him a t-shirt that has a joke about being a girl dad on it. I've always said he gives off girl dad energy, so it's funny. When I got big, around the 5-month mark, I was really ill. I had hyperemesis gravidarum and was admitted to hospital. I have a heart condition, so there was always a worry about side effects during the pregnancy. Tasha refused to visit me in hospital, meaning my mom didn't come either, but I understood why at 13 years. Might not want to come to a hospital. However, she has become so standoffish and rude to myself and my husband, scoffing when we talk about baby girl, joking how emotional I was, saying more trouble than it's worth with my heart. She said we stole her favorite name when we announced it as Adley. She's never said that name before. She also joked about how fat I had gotten. Kareem had enough and told her to grow up, but my mom defended Tasha, saying she's probably just a bit jealous about no longer being the youngest in the family anymore. I tried to talk and ask her what's wrong, but she got an attitude again and told me I made everything about my baby and myself. We were discussing my birthing plan on a family FaceTime, how I have to have a planned C-section to reduce the stress on my heart. I'm a bit nervous, but I've had surgery before. I was trying to get my dad to calm Kareem down and asked if he'd be in the waiting room. He was really happy and asked if he could bring his good friend. We all know she's his girlfriend, but they won't admit it. He thinks he's too old for that. She's been sweet and knitted some baby blankets, so we agreed to her visiting after the birth. I got a call from my mom and Tasha, who were really angry I hadn't invited them to the birth or told them I had to have planned C-section. I told them Tasha had complained about me only speaking about the baby, and my mom told me to not be so flippant. Tasha was rolling her eyes when mom asked about the surgery, and I know she's 13, but something about it seems so calculated from her. My mom asked to be there, and I said she could be in the waiting room if she would be nice to Dad. Tasha started talking about how long it would take, but I informed her she was only invited to visit after Adley had been born. Now her and Mom are blowing up, saying I'm cruel for letting a random friend of Dad's visit, but not letting my little sister be there for her niece's birth. I'm sad, as I hoped the pregnancy would bring my mom and I closer, but alas. Update 1. We had a normal sister relationship until I announced my baby was a girl. Then she got an attitude change, but only with me. I've been trying to reach out and ask her reasons for being so horrible to me, calling me names and saying things about my baby, but she ignores me and won't talk to me. So I don't know what else I'm expected to do. I appreciate being a 13 years old girl is hard. I was one once, but I didn't act like this. It's not my place to have to parent Tasha when she has 2 parents, a mom that spoils her, and when I'm about to have my own baby. My pregnancy has been hard and risky, and there is still a chance my daughter could be born with my heart defect. This and all of the stress caused by my mom and Tasha has meant I've not been able to enjoy my pregnancy. I had hoped it would make our mom want to be involved with me more, but unfortunately Tasha has done everything she can to ensure my mom has not been involved or helpful. Whilst my husband is patient and polite, he doesn't like the way they are treating me, and he certainly doesn't like the pressure it has put on me. Tasha and Mom turned up unannounced to our house today, wanting another explanation as to why they couldn't be at the hospital. I again said as long as Mom was civil to Dad, she could be in the waiting room, but Tasha would have to visit after I've rested and made sure baby girl is okay. I said she had moaned for all of my pregnancy that it's all I ever talk about, so surely she had no reasons to want to be there. She got angry and threw a mug at the wall, saying she wanted to be there as that's where everyone else would be and she shouldn't have to be on her own and bored. I told her it was not a fun day out. I would be having major surgery and people want to meet my daughter. She screamed, saying I'm an attention whore for not giving birth the normal way, and demanded our mom that they go home. Update 2. Basically, after giving birth yesterday, I have to stay in for a week as it was an emergency surgery. As we had rushed to the hospital, we didn't have all the things I will need, so Kareem went home to pack a bag of my things for me. He stopped off at my dad's and apparently Tasha was with him. Kareem was polite and Dad was asking lots of questions about Adley and I. He left the room to get the presents he and his girlfriend had gotten for us, and Kareem was left with Tasha. Apparently she was all over him but not asking any questions about myself or Adley. Kareem said she threw herself at him and tried to kiss him, but he swerved and got up abruptly, telling my dad that they needed to do something with Tasha as she was out of control. He told me what happened as soon as he got back to the hospital. He's really worried that people, my mother, will make him out to be a bad person. I think my dad has cameras in his house, so I'm going to ask him if there are any in the hallway. Update 3. We've sent Mom the hospital bill. I'm not actually sure whether I'll go through with making her pay, as we have better salaries than she does, but a little part of me would love to see her face right now. She sent me some annoyed texts about it, but I've told her that perhaps Tasha's allowance and clothes/beauty spending should be reduced to help. So 3 months after my last update, I'd recovered from surgery, and Kareem, Adley, and I had been able to go on a trip to the countryside to de-stress. When I get a random DM on Insta, and when I looked, she was following Tasha. Let's call her Lily. Well, Lily tells me that she needed to ask me something because Tasha has been telling their friend group something worrying. I bet you don't know what I'm going to say. Tasha had been going around school saying that her and my husband were having an affair. I couldn't even respond, I was so fucking livid. Never mind how weird it is for her, it's so dangerous to be saying that even among her friends. It puts my husband at such risk to be accused of awful things. So that was it, I'd had enough. I floored it to my mother's house and slammed in to find Tasha. She was sat there like nothing was happening and just smirked, making my blood boil. I'll admit I lost it a bit and screamed at her that she was unhinged and needed to be locked up. That it wasn't normal for a 14-year-old to want her sister's husband in life. Our mum came in asking what the hell was wrong with me. I grabbed both Tasha and my mother by their shirts and said she had 1 week to sort her shit out cause we were going to the police for defamation. I just wanted to go home and snuggle my baby, but I stopped at my dad's and filled him in and told him what I told Mum and Tasha. He was completely floored. Lily was good. She said she didn't think what Tasha had been saying was real and thought I needed to know, and she said she told the others that Tasha was lying. I got some messages from my mum that night about me projecting my feelings about not being a good enough mother or wife onto Tasha. I don't breastfeed and at that time was still on maternity leave because of the C-section, but I intended to not be off work too long. Would be sending her to daycare. Made comment on my weight, knowing how I was scared of struggling with my ed again postpartum. Tasha had told her how she had no clue what I was on about. She really knew where to hit me, I won't lie. Kareem told me to put my phone up and rest, so I did, and when I woke up, Adley was in the bath and Kareem had ordered us food in. We consulted with our lawyer and made a statement to the police about all of the abuse and lies we'd suffered from Tasha and my mum. We were told that they were both warned to stop, otherwise they would try to press charges. I've tried to avoid them since, although I've heard them berating me and my parenting through others.